What's up, everybody? The Boston Source checking in, and I'm catching up with Too Sharp Jaqeem Hutcherson, coming off of his win over Taran Ward on the Jada Promotions card. Man, got that decision. Too Sharp once again, man. So what was it, getting that win and
It felt good to be back in the win column. We took the loss for the last fight, so it just felt good to get back in the win column. It also felt good just to get back in the ring. It was a lot of hard work that we put in. It was a long training camp. So it was good to see the work kind of go in the ring, kind of fruition. So after the W, of course, we took a week off to let the body rest and recover, and we're right back in here today. So getting some training in right now, preparing for the next one, because we're back in the beginning of 2026. So we didn't want to fall too much out of shape. So it's better just to get back in with my body, get back recovered, and so we don't fall off too far.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, you had the long training camp before this fight against Ward, and then took care of business there, with the unanimous decision, and just getting right back in the gym after a week and stuff like that. So it says like, hey, all right. If I get something in here for next month, I'm gonna be ready because I'm already in the gym.
I'm already back in the gym. Yeah, they say stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. So I don't want to get caught off guard. I'm like, well, I'm not in shape. I have to rush or anything. So if I'm already in here, I'm already preparing for it. We'll be ready for anything.
Yeah, that's the thing is, you don't have to necessarily worry about something as far as like, being off track with weight and stuff like that. So that, once you do have a fight that's set, you don't have to spend, most of that camp, getting the weight down and things like that. All you do is just working on skills,
skill set, staying sharp and everything. We don't have to worry about cutting way too much or anything, like you said, because we eating right and we in here training and everything. So whenever we get that call, for sure, we'll be ready.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, I mean, we had like a very busy weekend, that happened there. So, like I said, you had the Hillcrest team split up and things like that. So you were able to, get through that and still, be able to take care of business. So how was that, kind of like, working with, more of the coaches here at Hillcrest? It's kind of like a little bit of a, like thing as far as like throwing things off, so to speak, but you're still working with people that you're familiar with, so you still have the same plan.
Yeah, like you said, I'm familiar with them because we here in the gym every day. In camp, we train 6 days a week. I only take off one day, which is Sunday. So I'm in here with them every day. So I'm familiar with the game plan that was going in. I hear their voice, their instruction, and everything. So we're able to translate that from the gym to the arena for the fight. And I still talk to Nestor. I talked to Nestor right before the fight. I talked to him after the fight. I talked to him when he was out there in Florida, when he was at the weigh-in. And I talked to him when I was in my hotel room chilling before I went down there for the fight. So I was still in constant communication with him. Because he went out there with Frankie. Yeah. Frankie fought Friday night and I fought Saturday night. Frankie had the first round knockout. Congrats to him. And I was still in conversation with them while they was out there in Florida. So it wasn't, the only difference was that it just wasn't here. But I still knew the game plan. I still knew how to go in and execute what I had to do within the ring.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, even though you're there in the hotel and stuff like that, you could still talk with him and stuff like that. So it's like you still have the whole team. Basically, it's just that he's not able to be physically there for just that one day. You know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. So I mean, like you said, you get back into it, get back into the gym, and we're trying to gear for something to get you back by before the end of next month and things like that. So it's like, hey, let's keep getting things done, keep having fights, keep building up and building the momentum right there on that front, man. So like how's it to kind of like get to this as far as like going back in the gym, working with the whole team and everything like that to stay sharp.
Yeah, it was good to see them because I haven't seen them since the fight, so it was definitely good to see them again. We laugh and we joke and everything. We talk about the fight a little bit. What could we have done? They laugh and joke. It's like, you should have knocked them out in the first round. So it was good just getting here and joke with them and stuff like that. And then, get back to work. It's the first day, so we're not in camp right now. So we're not going super hard training and stuff and tearing the body up again already. We got camp to do all that. So it's the first day, so we just easing our way back into it. And then once camp really rolls around, we'll be ready. We wouldn't start from ground zero. We already will be working up towards it. So we already good for it.
Yeah, it's basically like, calisthenics, doing the, running and push-ups and that type of thing there. So, like I said, being able to stay in shape and everything like that. So once you're in camp, you don't have to worry about all that. You just, working on the mitts, heavy bag, all that type of stuff. And then you find out, what your opponent is. You get, some research on it and game plan for it. So you don't have to worry about, spending a week or two doing all of that exercise and stuff. You just be there in the gym just working on, okay, this is how I counter this is how I work around that. That's all you need to do.
Yep, absolutely. You hit it right on the nose. Like you said, I just finished my miles. I did my running, staying in shape and everything, and we coming right back for it. So kind of like you said, staying sharp. So when camp come around, we can get back into the sparring and everything. We won't be doing a couple rounds like, oh, I'm tired, stuff like that. So we already back in the gym working. So we'll be able to go to rounds that we need to. And then like you said, once we get the opponent, we'll just game plan for the opponent.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know how it is. I mean, this has been a routine, ever since you pretty much like started here amateur and everything like that. So it ain't been no different.
Nah.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
So that's what we got, just hoping to see what we got next coming up here for Too Sharp.
Yes,
and
sir.
as always, we got to check in with the boxing source. As
Yes,
always, man, big thanks for, chopping it up with us, and looking forward to seeing you once again in the ring.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm back in the ring. Probably February of 2026, the new year. So, like I said, that's a couple months away. So we don't want to fall off too far, fall too much out of shape. We right back in here working, and we ready for to get back in the new year. Like you said, I appreciate you for stopping by again. The Boxing Source. Subscribe to his page for sure. And look, big things coming in 2026. We're looking for that to be the big breakout year. So God willing, it's gonna come to fruition.
Let's go. It's gonna happen. Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.